we're gonna start things off for an NBL lead reporter, maybe a big lead reporter, Steve Carell.
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys. First of all, thanks for waiting, playing some games, whatever. But last season, obviously, first time missing the playoffs since 2017. I talked to a couple of you guys about that when I visited you guys earlier this season. But just tell me, what would you say was the biggest factor into 6 wins and 4 losses last season?
I'd probably say big factor would have been inexperience. A lot of fresh faces, especially on the O line, quarterback's first year, and that was probably a big factor to it.
I'd also say closing out games, because if you look at like Licking Valley, like it was 14-7 going into like mid third quarter, whatever it was. So like that could have been very winnable. Yeah, I'd say just being able to close out games.
I'd just say, like, trusting your main, like, guys. Like, your big playmakers didn't really touch the ball very much, like, in the big games. It's just we got a lot more trust going into this year, a lot more team chemistry. I think it's going to be a lot different compared to last year's stuff. Yeah, going in with 22 seniors is a lot different from 15 when, like, 50% of us seniors have played last year and we're getting a lot of reps. So it's obviously helping the younger guys because they'll be okay. Like, working with us upperclassmen is going to be a lot different than last year's when most juniors and sophomores were thrown into the mix when we haven't played at all. So it's going to be a lot different. A lot of like, I mean, people are going to be still like starters, 2-year starters, 3-year starters, whatever. So it's going to be all right.
Yeah, and with that experience, you guys have so much experience, but really using it to win games, like. How do you do that? What are some maybe new leadership qualities that you guys have maybe had to pick up maybe this preseason?
I'd say like on the O line, we have 2, 3 seniors starting, and it's really nice to have that because you got guys who you can count on. They know their assignments and they can help the younger class. Last year we had a very young O line, and it was kind of hard to count on them to know all their stuff because they haven't been doing it as long, and they haven't been in that varsity time. But now we got more experience. It's just a lot easier to run plays.
I mean, I'd say the same thing for D-line too, because me, Creed, and Lucas Showalter, we've been playing, or we've had varsity time past 3 years, so we're definitely very experienced and we know what we're doing. So definitely be able to control teams' offensive lines and stuff. So.
I think in like the DB and wide receiver groups, more of like accountability, like especially with like we got a pretty deep wide receiver group this year, and we're all good enough to play. Like if you take any of us and put them on a different team, we can probably be one of the better stars on that team. So, like just keeping each other accountable and trying to keep each other level grounded and humble. Like especially if you think you need the ball more, like you're obviously not going to be happy. But I mean, if we're winning games. Week by week, I mean, it's just, I think that's all that matters.
Yeah. And then, no, you're good. Go ahead.
Carl Blaylock Media. What was the message that Coach Culver had in the weight room this year to kind of get you guys, obviously, this is the first time you guys missed the playoffs in quite a few years. What was the message in the weight room to kind of get back to that?
It was more just going back to what we've always done. Work hard in the weight room. I mean, that is our home. He's always said that's our home. We just got to work hard. I mean, these groups that we have, we'll get workout groups. We work together. We push each other hard, increasing maxes. I mean, it's basically what we should have been doing, but now we're just working on it even harder.
I'm curious, obviously the playoffs changing for the upcoming season, and you guys obviously play in a really good region with Region 11. Just what is the challenge of playing in a deep region and now only 12 teams are going to get into the playoffs?
So I think obviously us scrimmaging Granville and Bishop Watterson, which are 2 teams in our region, two teams that been deep in the playoffs, like Watterson last year, for example. Watterson, we did a lot better than we did last year. But, I mean, there's still a lot of things we need to fix and put in. And then Granville, I mean, it was our first scrimmage, so, like, we didn't do too good. But, like, I mean, we matched up against them very well, so.
I think it just leaves very little wiggle room. You can't drop an easy game. You got to win the for sures, and you got to win the 50-50s. I mean, we're hoping to go, undefeated, but we have to play our level to make it in because it's even harder now.
I think it just adds fuel to the fire, Like, no, if we lose 2 games, that we might not make playoffs this year. So I think it's gonna be like add more fuel. Like going into each practice, we got to be crisp. We got to go, 100% on every drill, like team practice, whatever. I think it's just gonna it's gonna make people more excited to come to practice. If that makes sense. Just pushing each other each day is gonna be a lot more intense compared to the past few years when 16 teams were getting in or whatever.
And then how much does it help that you guys kind of had the experience where the either getting in or missing out on the playoffs came down to the last game? How much does having that experience last season help you guys get ready for this year? How can you use that?
It definitely sets fire. I mean, you know what it feels like to miss, and it's not good. I mean, it's a privilege to get in the playoffs. Not every team does it, but Sheridan has a standard of every year going in the playoffs, and we fell short of that, and we're not planning on doing it again. So.
Also, we juniors and seniors, mainly seniors, know how fun it was when we went to the regional final 2 years ago. So that definitely helps, I guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, going off of that, that regional final trip I was there for it. It was special. Just tell me, looking back on that team, and maybe some of you guys were playing, maybe some of you guys weren't, whatever. Just tell me, what can you take from that squad and apply it to some of the things that they did to this year's squad?
I mean, the only thing I'd say is there was incredible senior leadership. Like Caden Sheridan, he was in there every day working, yelling at each other, making each other better. Like AJ, he was pushing. Like I played scout team my sophomore year against AJ, and he just made me better. Learning how to read what he's doing, playing beside him as a wide receiver. I was in the mix between quarterback and receiver, so I was getting a bunch of knowledge from Caden and AJ at the same time. So I think that really matured me as a sophomore, and it really I wouldn't say confidence, but it really boosted what I can know and do as a football player. Yeah.
I think another main part was we had Cole Davis that year. He wasn't a talker, but he led by example, and I felt it was more calm. Whenever we were playing the games, it wasn't. We knew what we were doing. We knew how to do it, and we were getting it done. And I think we just need to repeat that this year because that calmness I think lets us think clearly, and I just think it makes the place better.
Yeah, and
then you mentioned earlier that you have just more team chemistry this year. What has changed in this offseason that has bonded you guys a little bit more?
Well, wide receiver and DBs, we've had a couple pool parties together. We'll go golfing. We'll just go out and do stuff. Every Thursday before each game, we'll go to our wide receiver coach's house, and we'll have dinner. We'll watch film. We'll just talk, have fun. I just think we've all played with each other since first and second grade. So just knowing we've had that friendship since Biddy League is different. This isn't something that just randomly appeared. We've had this for a while. We just lost it last year, and we know where we're at. We're back on track. We know where we're at. So.
And as far as the linemen, this year, we were a lot more working together. We had workouts. We were being together, and sometimes the workouts weren't even, one-on-ones and hard going. It was more just learning plays and understanding the game more, especially those young kids. We had to get them in shape, and I think that was the main part.
And we also do lineman dinners Thursdays, and it's 30 of us going, so that's always a good time. So
That's going to be it for us here.